Lent is always an interesting time of the year because it is most notable for fasting. Most Catholics know the basic don't eat meat on Fridays, which is popularized by the many Lenten fish fries. But fasting goes much deeper than that. Fasting is a discipline in which we limit the amount of food or drink we intake, and its practice has deep roots in our biblical tradition. It asks us to look at our lives and see if there is anything that is getting in the way of us growing closer to God. Or is there anything that we take for granted? Consequently, we then look for opportunities to grow closer with God. I think fasting gets a negative connotation in which we become miserable because we don't get to do things the way we are used to. But fasting is our opportunity to rejoice and remind ourselves of the blessings we do have. Remember the words Jesus left us in the Gospel of Matthew about fasting. When you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites. They neglect their appearance so they may appear to others to be fasting. Amen, I say to you, they have received the reward. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face so that you may not appear to others to be fasting, except to your Father who is hidden. And your Father who sees what is hidden will repay you. Fasting is usually mentioned along with prayer and almsgiving, which is charity. Fasting frees our souls for prayer. And in addition, we free up food or money that we can give to those less fortunate than ourselves. The three spiritual disciplines go hand in hand, and the Church calls us to practice all three together. Don't let fasting go to waste. Also offer it up as a prayer for someone you love or are connected about. Little acts of self-denial are good to practice during Lent as well. Fasting is a reminder to grow closer to God and become more in tune with His will. God calls us to show compassion for our fellow brothers and sisters. The fasting that we do during Lent is to help us draw closer to the Lord, renew our relationship with Him, and to more clearly see God's will for our lives. This is the true meaning of our Lenten fasts, to draw near to the Lord and recognize the face of Christ in our brothers and sisters who are in need or hurting in any way. I pray for all in San Antonio who continue to suffer from the coronavirus pandemic, which has seriously impacted our community for more than a year now. Let us do our part to help alleviate that suffering.